Hello everyone, welcome back. We're Nick and Sarah, a British couple who left the UK many years ago in search of something different. We have a passion for filmmaking and travel, and with our two little dogs, we're going to take on the world, starting from tomorrow. Right.
Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of our 50-day challenge. Now if you don't know what's going on, we've set ourselves a challenge to rebuild this van in 50 days.
Yeah, so you've been following us on Facebook and Instagram. We put a post out the other day. We made this decision. We have got some news why we have to finish it in 50 days. We won't go into that now, but it also is very good to have this deadline, if you like.
Spurs us on to just get going with it. We don't want this van build taking ages and ages and dragging on. We just need to get it done and get out there.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things already. Obviously the insulation is already up here, so you know, I think it's going to be fine.
So guys, you're probably noticing a difference in the floor. Yes, we managed to get that big thick floor up and it wasn't as bad as we thought. Thanks for all the advice on how we should take those adhesive tiles up using the heat gun or applying heat to it, hairdryer or whatever. But we didn't do that. We ignored all the advice. And what we did, we got these little magnets and found the screws in line with the battens, followed it down, found the screws underneath the tiles, got a little Stanley knife, cut a triangle out, peeled that off, cleaned up the screw and then unscrewed it. So that worked really well, and there was only about 60-70 screws to do. It came up in 3 parts. Yeah, big section at the front, a little middle section which we took up first, and then a section at the back, and I think we did a good job. It didn't take as long as we thought, so we really wanted to do that and get the van back as far as it's going to go before we sort of set ourselves this challenge.
So in last week's vlog you've seen us taking off these wall sheets. There was all of this extra insulation stuck to the back of them, so we've removed all of this insulation. We will use this, we're going to replace all of these with new ply, and we might be able to repurpose some of this wood, some of these sections, I don't know, for the backings of a cupboard or something, not sure yet, but that's all done. This is ready to be added to the walls. And now it's all starting, you know, now we've got the van back to sort of basics, how it is. We're happy with how the floor is. We're happy with what's behind here. There's no rust or anything.
Well, there is a tiny bit of rust. There's no rust on the walls, the main panels, on the ceiling or anywhere like that, but there's a sneaky little bit of rust in those little troughs, those little rocket panels, are they called?
Drain panels, if you like. So there is actually a fair amount of rust. Nothing really serious. That's like the first job today actually, and it's kind of all the way around. Oh, we did do a little bit of this yesterday already, so we're just having another little go with the wire brush best we can before we just hammer right it all.
So we're going to get on with that rust now. Day 2 today. Day 1 was basically spent planning, a lot of discussions. No arguments actually, surprisingly. No arguments, which is good. Yeah, we're planning like the layout. We've actually kind of recreated the layout in our lounge, but we'll show you that a little bit later on. So yeah, I was discussing where the electric is going to go, the proper layout for the van, and getting all the furniture, all the stuff that we took out of the van was just piled into the lounge, into a section of our lounge. So we just sort of organized that, sorted out the wood and the framing and what we can use, what we can't use, all that sort of thing. That took quite a bit of time. Yeah, lots of discussions going on and what jobs we're going to tackle first. I've got my clipboard out again. The list of jobs we're going to do over the next few days. First being the rust. We're going to the shops today to pick up some supplies. The electrics, yeah, we've decided where the electrics are going, so we've got to thread the conduit round the van and the wiring. Lots to be getting on with. Oh, one topic of discussion.
The vapor barrier.
The vapor barrier. I don't want to hear that word again. It's the stuff of nightmares, isn't it?
We have just spent ages actually researching, do we need a vapor barrier or do we not need a vapor barrier? And when you start looking online, there's so many people that are for and there's so many people that are against. Honestly, we've been going crazy thinking, do we need one? And we think
gonna get one. No, we're not. We're not.
I don't think we're going to put a vapor barrier.
We're thinking no. I mean, Frank and Emily, we had a chat with them. They obviously didn't put a vapor barrier in. They were sort of anti-vapor barrier for certain reasons, which are the same reasons that we were thinking.
Yeah.
You know, obviously a lot of people are adamant it's the way to go, and I believe if it's done 100% correctly, properly, there's no gaps, then it's going to work perfectly. We don't work perfectly. This van ain't going to be perfect.
No, and it hasn't had a vapor barrier up to this point, so it doesn't need one. We didn't have a vapor barrier in Vinny, obviously. We spent the last 2 winters in the UK. We just ventilated everything. You know, we always have a little window cranked open all the time, even in the winter, because it's just good to get that fresh air flow through the van, through the house, wherever you are, to stop condensation. We've decided not to do a vapor barrier, and it's so much easier to know what you guys think about this in the comments. Nick has actually just unplugged the holes. He's just pushed the plugs out. We feel like if any water or vapour does get in there, if we have the holes rather than them plugged up, then it's going to go out of there. Plus then you've got lots of air coming in and drying it all out. Ventilation is key. This van spent most of its life, all of its life until we took it over, up in Northern Europe. It was used as a fish transporting van in Sweden. It spent all of its life before Frank and Emily got it transporting fish. There is going to be some rust in these gutters. There's going to be some rust underneath the van. We have to do the whole underside of the van. It's in better condition than you'd think it would be in a 12-year-old van that was a fish carrying van in Sweden.
In the end, what I think is, you know, you can just go crazy with it really. In the end, we just want to do it as best we can, and the whole vapor barrier, what's the best thing to do? In the end, just do what we think's best. It may not be right, it could be wrong, and then just cover up the van. The whole van build is about sort of covering up the van and making it into a little home. So
yeah, so let's just get this done pretty quickly. Don't be too anal about it, and that's
it.
Happy
really.
days. So we just want to apologise for the low light situation in the van, but we can't leave this door open at the moment because it is raining quite a lot. So Nick is now doing the crust. He's putting a load of this on, and then once that's dry we'll come back, and tomorrow we'll put this on, which is the Hammerite white paint. Now you can just paint this straight onto the rust, but we thought we'll do double bubble, just an extra bit of protection, and that's the job done. And then we'll just do the opposite sides of the van. It's tipping it down with rain now. Little Charlie wanted to come with us. He really did, but I think he's regretting it. He probably should have stayed at home with Dizzy, because he can't go outside in this weather, and he's just sort of stuck in the van under his little blanket. At least he has got blankets.
I don't think we're going to the shops today. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pick up all the ply for the walls and the floor that we wanted to, and other supplies. I think we're going to have to give that a miss, leave it till tomorrow. Luckily, it's only raining today, and then it's sunshine for the rest of the week, I think.
Yes! Alrighty, we have done all of our gutters. We've crusted them all, so it's all got a nice bluey colour. That'll turn to black, and then tomorrow is easy peasy, just paint some of the white Hammerite on. So pretty happy with that job. It did take longer than we thought.
Always does, doesn't it? Always does.
Yeah, and now our power station has run out. That's why we're stood right under the skylight to film this, because the van is very dark. So we have to go back to the house and charge that up, and yeah, take Charlie back, that sort of thing. So did want to do a little bit more today, but we will come back a little bit later on. Oh, and we have to show you the whole van layout.
Yeah.
The van is in the house, like the furniture laid out, how we're going to...
How we have
how we're gonna have
100% decided how it's going to fit in, how it's going to be laid out.
We have 100% done.
Yes.
Oh.
We haven't we?
Okay.
Or 95,
Yeah.
95.
95. You can never say 100%
Never say 100.
with anything in life.
Go on. Go on, go. Whee! He doesn't want to go out. Go on then. Come on. Here we go. Here we go.
Our doggies really don't like the rain, do they? So we were just saying that we really need windows in the van. After spending several hours in there just now, when it's a gloomy day like this and there's not much light, it's just weird coming outside again. We just feel like we've been trapped inside a little box.
So guys, this is the really rough recreation of the van inside our lounge. What's missing is the bed stroke sofa area. We couldn't put that in, or we could have done, but we wouldn't have had access to the front door, the spare room out there. So what you've got is slightly changed. So this down on one side from the back door, this is the back door. Down this side, it's just going to be one long unit. So you haven't got this was there, so that's not going to be coming up there, and the little unit that was on the end, that's just going to be one long unit with top side cabinets there, overhead cabinets there. This side, forget about that, that's going to be the same height. That's the kitchen coming to here. This is the bathroom area. It's not going to the roof now. It's going to come about that high, so that's going to be sectioned off like that, and then you can use that as a surface. You can put food on there. The sofa, you can use that as a table. Then you're going to have a surface like that, which flips up like that, and then you can use, and we'll sort out a shower curtain or something, and possibly you can sneak in for little number one when it's just like that. So that's basically it, and then we'll have cabinets here and cabinets above the sink.
So basically we are kind of similar to how it was before. The layout's pretty much the same, but it's going to be quite a bit more open. We're not having like an L shape at the back. We're not having the cabinets here all the way to the top. That's all going to be open, and we're going to change the furniture a little bit so it's not so heavy. So we're going to have like more open spaces rather than lots of wood, if this all makes sense.
We're getting rid of the big heavy drawers, and we're just having like little material things to pull out.
So we're quite excited about it.
And I don't think we're going to go back down to the van. I think we're going to mess about with stuff in here and continue deciding what wood we're going to use, what we're not going to use, because it's still raining outside.
Yeah, the weather's a lot better tomorrow, so we can go and get our supplies and things tomorrow and crack on then. Buenos días, mi amor.
Oh, buenos días, café, muy bien, muy bien. Oh, caliente.
Hace un poco frío hoy, ¿no?
Sí, claro, es invierno, ¿no?
Sí, pero nosotros en España, ¿no?
Sí, pero en España un poco frío en el invierno, enero, febrero. Yo no frío, pero me gusta este sombrero. Anyway, enough of that. We're not going to speak Spanish all day. We do try and do that sometimes. Sarah says, let's just have a non-English speaking day. You can only speak Spanish.
We do it all the time. We don't last very long because we always forget. But yeah, Nick's Spanish is estupendo, my love. He's doing really well.
Not really.
And that's with the help of one of our favourite sponsors, and that is Rosetta Stone. One of our New Year's resolutions is to try and learn Spanish and be perfect speakers, because we are not perfect, we are not fluent, we get by, we do pretty well, but we are still far from perfect.
So if you haven't heard of Rosetta Stone, it's a fantastic online language learning platform which sort of breaks away from the traditional methods. It goes back to basics, how you learn to speak as a child through association with pictures to words. You test your listening, your vocabulary. They've got a thing called True Accent, which is really good for pronunciation, which everyone struggles with, let's face it, especially us down here in southern Andalusia. It's very slang, so it's good to get the accent and pronunciation correct.
Vamos a comer después de nadar.
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 The Rosetta Stone is available across all devices. You can use it on mobile, tablet, desktop, PC, and it's available in 25 different languages. So once we've perfected Spanish, we're just going to move on to the next one.
And what's really good is there's a lifetime subscription. So you just pay once, then you've got it for the rest of your life. Like literally 25 languages to choose from for the rest of your life. So if you'd like to learn a new language and try Rosetta Stone, there's a special New Year's resolution offer until the end of January, up to 60% off all of their subscriptions. Use the link in our description and start learning today. Right then, so it's day 3.
We haven't lost track of the days already. And the start of day 3 is involving taking our little Vinster to the mechanics.
Bless him. Bless little old Vinster.
So if you happen to be new around here and you're wondering who Vinster is, he is our old faithful 33-year-old camper that we've taken on loads of adventures, but he's getting a bit old and he's up for retirement soon.
Yeah, a few weeks ago we mentioned we had, excuse the dog barking, we had a bit of an issue with him. He's got like a creak when you turn the steering wheel. We think it's probably like the tie rod ends need changing.
Or the ball joints.
Ball joints. We just haven't got time to sort of do it ourselves.
We're going to get a quote for him. If it's too much, then we'll have to take it into our own hands. It's been a while, feel a bit bad for leaving him, abandoned here. We've actually just booked the MOT.
Yeah, there's no appointments available till the end of the month. I mean, that's fine. We're not using him at all and we'll just book that up. So at least then if we get pulled over and they say, you ain't got any MOT, we say, well, yes, we have. That was the next available appointment. So hopefully we can get him fixed, get him all sorted. We've got a few weeks now, so hopefully we'll have a little bit of time from the other van to try and spruce him up a little bit before his MOT.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, as it is with little old Vinny, he's got a mind of his own, and today he's decided to not make any creaking sounds whatsoever. Nick is going back and forth with the steering wheel and he seems to be driving absolutely fine. It's so weird. We haven't used the van for a couple of weeks.
So weird. There was a really loud creak when we turned the steering wheel both ways. We did spray a load of WD-40, maybe in all the right places, and then he's been left for a couple of weeks, but now there's nothing. So you can't take him to the mechanics and say there was a really loud creak, now there's not, can you fix the creak that's no longer there? So we're just going to go and park him up again.
From one van to another.
The moment we've been waiting for.
This is the moment we've been waiting for. Ready? New Spanish number plates. We've got our insurance, we've got all of our paperwork, everything is in order, and now we can put the new plates actually on the vehicle, and then we are 100% Spanish.
Now I know what you're thinking, it has to be a female van now.
Emily.
Emily.
How weird.
Wow, look at that.
Well, you get the idea.
Everything takes longer than you think.
Everything takes longer than you think. They're not on properly. We need to make some adjustments, but it's good.
So we're back at the van and doing a proper job on the plates.
So we've got these other new ones. Should fit in perfectly. And we're going to replace the screws, because look at those!
Rusty screws.
We're going to replace new screws. You got to do it properly, ain't you? So we're going to get these on, and then the really exciting thing is happening. We are going to the DIY stores to hopefully pick up our new floor and our new walls, maybe even some lino. That would be really exciting.
And lots of other things.
Lots of other things. We need to get some battens and stuff like that. But anyway, let's see if we can get these on.
Can I just say, we get a few comments saying, why does Sarah do all the work? You're not a real man, Nick. Well, I'm the cameraman, aren't I? Sarah doesn't get the right angles.
Yeah.
Misses off heads and arms and legs and stuff. So that's why. So I assist her and then I'm filming generally most of the time.
I'm generally better at doing this sort of thing.
Certain things she's better at. And if she makes a mistake, I don't have a go. If I make a mistake, oh my God, you do not want to be in the same town, city or province.
I think it's because I really like doing stuff like this as well. I just always take over, don't I?
If it's brute force or strength, then I'll take
I'm like,
over.
Love, can you come and lift this, or can you go and do this?
If it involves getting dirty hands and mucky, Sarah loves it.
Right, so is that central?
Don't ask me, I'm just the cameraman.
I suppose we go central to the Fiat badge, right? Yeah.
So what may be a small step for mankind is a giant leap for the explorer.
Always! His little sticker.
Yes. Happy days.
Everything takes longer than you think, you see.
That sticker in reality took 2 hours.
And just like that, we're at the DIY stores. Blinking nightmare, the traffic getting here. It's taken us over an hour or longer to do what should be like a 40-minute drive or something. So anyway, as I said earlier, everything takes longer than you think. Now let's go and have some fun and choose some flooring and things like that. Have you got the measurements?
Yes, I have. Bought the clipboard. Clipboard is out.
For the floor and stuff. Oh, we'll just go and see what size. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to have the exact measurements anyway, but this is a new DIY store. Never been in before. Gutted. Nothing. Completely sold out. Typical. First job, we need to tidy this van up. So guys, a little shopping trip, outing for materials, wasn't that successful really. We mainly went there to get firstly the floor, the materials for the floor, and then the walls. For the floor we wanted 12mm ply and they only stock 10 or 15 and they didn't have any available.
They'd sold out of
Sold out of everything.
Yeah, how annoying, like the big sheets, which is what we need. So what we're going to do is we can either order it online and get it delivered, order it online and go and pick it up in the store, or travel like an hour and a half to 2 hours to the other store and collect it from there tomorrow. So
what do you think, 10 or 15mm ply? We're thinking of one of those and then putting some lino down. Sarah found some lovely lino.
Yeah. So this is like the main walkway of the van, and so we're going to add some more battens before we put the ply on top.
We did get some battens for the floor. We also got some battens for the walls. Now for the walls, we're thinking two options: ply, 5mm ply, or the tongue and groove. And I think we're kind of edging towards the ply because a lot of it is hidden. We've got a big unit here which is quite tall. We're going to have the overhead storage, so it only leaves like 60 centimeters. So if you do tongue and groove over the whole thing, it's a lot of effort,
a lot of weight,
a lot of expense, and you're not going to see most of it.
Yeah.
And that's the same with that side as well with the kitchen. So we're thinking ply, but we didn't get that because we want to get the floor done first. We might as well just do one big shot.
We've got to go back to get the floor, so we may as well do the walls the same time, or get everything delivered in the next couple of days. It was good to go to the stores and see what's available, and we have made the choices and the decisions what we're going to use for the floor and walls, and that's obviously quite a big thing, just deciding.
Floor, walls and ceiling.
Okay, so putting the ceiling back up didn't quite go to plan then, did it? But you get the idea. This is the ceiling that was in the van before, which is like, it's like fencing, garden fencing stuff, plastic, but it's really, really lightweight. And we liked the way it looked, so we're thinking that we can reuse this. Plus this is like kind of up with Velcro type thing, and so you can just like take it down and just check on things underneath, make sure there's no damp or leaks or anything like that. So that's what we're going to be keeping for now, but we can't quite get it up just now, so should we
Can't quite get it down now.
oh no, do you need my help there?
No, I'm good.
Oh, and the extra insulation is now falling off the walls. So this is all doubled up now. We need to get the spray glue, which we didn't bring down here, it's in the house. So we're just going to spray the edges, and this is all nice and doubly insulated. Extra battens, it's not really important the size of them, it's just going to strengthen the floor for when we put the ply on top. So we're just going to put them a bit like this kind of thing, cut the insulation out, sink them down, and then the floor is going to be in 3 pieces, and the floor will go to this batten halfway there, so the join is on the batten going that way, and it's the same down there, if that makes sense. We can, if we need to, use some smaller battens and put some more going this way. We'll see if we need it once we get the floor.
We did also buy these battens, or this wood, which we've been working out how we're going to do the walls.
Yeah, this is going to be for the framing for the walls. We've got lots of little ideas. We don't think we need to go overkill on the framing. We've already got some proper sort of metal holes drilled to attach the furniture to. The ply, we think we're going to put the ply, attach it to here, and then this batten is going to be here. The ply will come to here, go all the way down, and then this is going to be, it's kind of hard to explain this without kind of just showing. This is going to be where the overhead cabinets are going to be, which will be all the way across. We know what we're doing. We know we haven't got really far progression wise in this video, but we know kind of exactly what we're doing, and we feel like moving forward now it's just going to be boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there's so many decisions every step of the way, and so there's been a lot of discussions, but now we know what wood we're using, what materials we're using. We just need to get it.
Yeah, once the wood arrives for the floor and the walls, I think it's going to be a fairly quick process.
Yeah. So also got the grey water tank out and took all the tape off it, cleaned it up. There's some insulation around the sides of that, so I need to retape that up, possibly with water sealant to stop water getting in there. Retape it up with Gorilla tape. It's actually got a heat pad, I didn't know, on the bottom of it.
Yeah,
which would be quite good.
Just needs wiring up, and then that'll be handy for when we go in the really northern areas, and that can just go straight back on pretty much. By the way, we're not keeping the bulkhead anymore. We've decided against it because it just uses too much space. We are going to have like some kind of like frame here, but we thought we may as well just make it out of wood, out of ply, rather than this big sticking out bit here and then all of this extra weight. So, you know, come to our senses with the bulkhead.
So I know what you're thinking, guys. They're not getting very far very quickly. Today is day 4. It's not day 5. We haven't done a week yet. We started on Monday, so today's only day 4, and we know what we're doing now. We're just gonna sort of crack on with it. It's very hard. Everything takes longer anyway, but when you're filming as well, it takes even longer. So
yeah, it's gonna get moving quicker. It has to get moving quicker because, like we said, we have got a deadline now.
So guys, I think we're going to end the vlog here because we need to get on with this.
Yeah, and you'll see all of this progress that we've talked about. All of this will be happening in next week's vlog. Big changes are coming, and thank you all so much for watching. You can follow us for daily updates and all that sort of thing on our other socials.
Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss all this completed next week.
All of this fun
the
stuff. The
floors and the walls will be done next week.
It better add, otherwise they're going to think we're right jokers.
Yeah, and if you want more content, if you could possibly want more content, then head on over to our Patreon.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all next Thursday.
Take care, guys. See you next week. All labelled with the length and what it's for.
Yeah, so we've organised all that as well. So there's lots of behind the scenes stuff going on as well. just so you guys don't think, oh, the explorers haven't done much since last week. Oh, and we've got brand new brackets for the back door. They've just come in the post. Oh. See? So we've got two, one for both sides. Oh yeah, look at that.
Emily.
Oh, Emily, we love you.